Hey guys, have I got a video for you? Have you ever seen this symbol? This symbol represents possession of the third temple. This is an end times Antichrist beast kingdom possession of the third temple symbol. Not sure if you've seen it anywhere, but I have seen it in a bunch of places and I have decoded its meaning and how it represents possession of the third temple. You are not going to want to miss this video, so definitely watch it to the end. This video has taken over a year to put together, and that's not to say that I've been working on it for a year straight, but it takes a long time to collect evidence where this symbol shows up. And over time, I started seeing it over and over again. So I would write down where I saw it, in what time marker there was, and I started making a list. And this started about a year ago. And I started making a list and I started putting this video together in July, but had to stop to make the NYS TV videos. But now I have sat down and finished putting this together. And to be completely honest with you, I even got new information that applied to this video last night when it came to chess and how many points a woman needs to become Grandmaster. The information is in this video. However, I just got it last night. So that goes to show you, like, this stuff has been coming in slowly over the last year. I've been documenting it. And so now I've put the video together and this is the final product. I hope you watch it to the end. As you can clearly see, God's timing is perfect. For had I put this video out in July, I would have missed a few different movie clips and I would have never gotten this information I got last night into the video. So this is exactly when it was supposed to be done and exactly when it was supposed to come out. And it is a very timely message. So let's get right into this. As we get closer to the end, the truth will become more and more precious, and the people that hold it will have a great responsibility because the world will reject what they have to say, persecute, hunt them down, and kill them. These truths are hard, and it takes a certain kind of person led by God to bring these truths to the surface. So choose you this day whom ye will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Welcome. So this is from a series on Prime called The Wheel of Time. And I'm going to use these couple clips to introduce this symbol taking place on the big screen. And after we discuss what it means in the Wheel of Time, I will show you what this symbol represents, and then we will cover it in many other places, all disclosing different forms of possession of the third temple. Here you can see clear as day the symbol I am pointing out to you.
Of nothing just to sell lanterns.
The last battle is coming.
What is it?
The Horn of Valir. To be blown at the last battle.
What's in the box? The Horn of Valir, to be blown at the last battle, to summon the dragon army.
There are dark friends inside our walls.
If we do not stop the Dark One now while he is still weak, the whole world will turn to darkness.
If we come here to Wheel of Time, the TV series, and scroll down, and before I get there, I just want to point this out, that the Wheel of Time received general positive reviews from critics and has been nominated for a Saturn Award. Of course it is. So, the premise of this show, Marine Demerad, a member of Aes Sedai, a powerful organization of women who can channel the One Power, seeks a group of 4 young people from a secluded village in Edmondsfield in the Two Rivers, believing one of them is the reincarnation of the dragon, an extremely powerful channeler responsible for breaking the world. The dragon reborn is prophesied to either save the world from a primordial evil known as the Dark One or break it once more. So they're relying on the dragon. So this is a bunch of witches, a coven and tower of witches who channel the One Power from the darkness, and they are waiting for the reincarnation of the dragon, the beast that was and is not, yet shall be again, as in Revelation 17. And he will be called the Dragon Reborn, or the Antichrist. And his predecessor was responsible for breaking the world. So if we scroll down here, we want to find out what the name of the horn is, because that is what's in the case. So Perrin finds the horn of Valir, which can summon history's greatest warriors. Oh, you mean like an army? A swarm of locusts, an army out of the pit, summoning the dead? So let's go have a look at this horn of Valir. The Horn of Valir is a powerful artifact. Little is known of how it works, but the effect is clear. When the horn is sounded, the great heroes of the pattern are summoned to battle. Will serve the trumpeter, but always on the side of the light. We have come to the horn, but we must follow the banner and the dragon. So all of the undead that are summoned up by the horn follow the dragon, the false light of Lucifer. So this is what is in that box. Now, the horn represents authority, power. If we go to Strong's Greek, we see that 2768 karos is horn. All right. And if we scroll down here, you can see that properly an animal horn, figuratively, an instrument of power that overcomes by displaying overpowering strength, symbolizes the strength of horned bulls. So in the Bible, it's used as a term for authority, unless, of course, it's talking about the horns on an animal. You can see here, it says, since animals, especially bulls, defend themselves with their horns, the horn with the Hebrews and other nations is a symbol of strength and courage and is used as such in a variety of phrases. Psalm 88:18, 131:17, 1 Samuel 2:10. Then you can see here it says, hence of God, Psalm 17:3, 2 Samuel 22:3, equivalent to a mighty and valiant helper, the author of deliverance of the Messiah. Now, if we keep scrolling down, we see here in this overview, it says, in Scripture, a horn connotes vigorous strength, kingly authority, and the projection of power in both salvation and judgment. Strong Greek's 2768 appears 11 times in the New Testament, anchoring Luke's opening chapter to the climactic visions of Revelation. These occurrences frame redemptive history. The Messiah arrives as the prophesied horn of salvation, and history concludes with rival horns, earthly and demonic authorities, finally broken under his reign. So, this is what horn means. Now, the horn of Valir, right? So we have a kingship and authority, right? A ruler, a god of Valir. And these are undead, not live, but undead. And so Valir, if we type it into the calculator, is 63. Okay, that's 36, or you can add them together and make 9 the number of the beast. That's 666. So this is the authority ship. Inside of this case is the ruler, the king of darkness, Satan, the dragon, Lucifer, Apollo. Here's a couple examples of horn being used in Scripture. Revelation 12, verse 3 says, "And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his heads." Now, when we go to Revelation 13, you will see that the power is being given to the 10 horns. All right, right now, it's the 7 crowns are upon the heads. But in Revelation 13, you see that there's 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns, 10 crowns. So once he's gotten power, right, he gives power to the horns, which this is also talked about in Revelation 17, where it says in verse 12, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast." If we look down here, you can see it says in verse 16, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled." So, there you go. There is some examples of horn being used. The Antichrist is also referred to as a horn in Daniel 7. Starting at verse 7, it says, "After this I saw in the night visions, and behold a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth, and devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped with residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up from among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking of great things. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and hair of his head was like pure wool. His throne was like the fiery furnace, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. And I beheld. Then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake, I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed, and given to the burning flame. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. Here you can see, we've seen Jesus referred to as a horn of salvation. We see the Antichrist referred to as a horn here. So this is what's being portrayed in this box, is Satan, and his kingdom is in the box. It's all about possessing that box. It's all about consuming the box, possessing the box. So what does this symbol mean? How can we understand that it truly means possessing the spirit of mankind in the end times? Well, here you can see we are in the Vatican City. There's Vatican City. There's the star. There's their courtyard. Here's what we were just looking at, these gardens. So why are these symbols in the Vatican City so prominent? There's one here. There's one here. There's little ones here. You can see one here, one here. This one's different. It has a square, but you can see the same symbolism taking place. So what does it mean? Here you can see that this one at the center is Pinecone Courtyard. For those of you who have been researching for a while, or your eyes have been opened up to certain things, then you will understand that the pine cone represents the pineal gland. Pineal gland. The pine cone is the seed that they want to plant in your spirit. They want to take over the throne room of God. This is the pineal gland. And that is the whole point, right? That the Antichrist enter into your temple, because you are the temple, the third temple, and possess and take over the throne room of God and run your pineal gland, so he will be in charge of everything you do spiritually and physically, showing himself that he is God. So this is the representation, which makes a lot of sense to find it in the Catholic Vatican City. If we scroll over here, we see the Gardena Quadrato, or Gardino Quadrato. So if you look up what this means, it translates to square garden. You know, like Madison Square Garden in New York. Madison Square Garden, colloquially known as the Garden, or by its initials, MSG, is a multi-purpose indoor arena in New York City. It is located Midtown Manhattan between 7th and 8th. What's between 7 and 8? Well, 7.5, which would be 7.5. 75575G, or 237, the Cage of the Beast. And avenues from 31st to 33rd. What's in between 31st and 33rd? Why, 32, of course, which is 23. I hope you're seeing what I'm showing you. Above Pennsylvania Station. It is the fourth venue to bear the name Madison Square Garden. The first two opened in 1879 and 1890. Were located on Madison Square on East 26th Street and Madison Avenue. And the third Madison Square Garden, 1925, farther uptown, the 8th Avenue and 50th Street, 58. So what's going on here? Notice this represents the temple. As I said, the possession of the temple. And I'm going to show you something in a minute, so bear with me. So this is taking over the pineal gland, possessing man's spirit. And this is the square garden, which represents taking over the spirit of man, possessing man. Just like Herod rebuilt Solomon's temple bigger and larger, and then the temple was taken down, and now they are talking about rebuilding the third temple, understanding that that is us. But this is a representation of, look at how many times they keep rebuilding the square garden. So this is a representation of rebuilding the temple, the square garden. Look, here is Madison Square Garden. Can you see the symbol we're looking at? You see the four corners here lit up, right? And the circle inside of the square. Okay, this is the same representation. Here it is on Google Earth. You can see the circle inside the square. This is called the square garden. And what happens in these buildings? Well, they fill these buildings with idols, and people come to idol worship. They're sports stars, they're entertainers, the musicians. This is where people come to perform idolatry, possession, worshiping man. Okay? That's what the square garden represents. Here is the ultimate square garden. Now, some of you know this, some of you don't, but this was made by a graphic designer named Adam, and he designed this based only on scripture. You can see there's the four corners of the earth, upon the pillars, the firmament, the windows of heaven, the waters above, the waters below. You can see this is a design using only scripture, so it's biblically accurate. And if you were to look at this from above, you would see that this is a circle inside of a square. This is the ultimate square garden that Satan wants to possess everyone inside of. Now, check this out. If we go over here to the St. Peter's Basilica, the serpent at the foot of the cross, where the Pope speaks from and sits, you will see that he sits at the center of this symbol. If this is not here, you will see this is the exact same symbol that we've been looking at, the square garden, to possess the human spirit. And what is the Pope doing there? Right? He's building the third temple. You see all these people coming to worship this Pope, worshiping man, idolatry, putting him in the position of God, the false prophet. He takes his seat on this garden, which represents the possession, the ownership, the dominance of the third temple. This is a representation of the third temple. Why is that? Well, check this out. If we look up Solomon's temple and the one that Herod built, you can see here, this is Herod's temple, the second temple. Now, this is a recreation of Herod's temple. Look at the symbolism here. This is the courtyard. Here you can clearly see the circle in the middle of the square. And if you want to do it to this square, you can see that the outside of this very much represents the outside of the square garden. You see? So this is symbolism of Solomon's temple, the third temple. Now, to the ungodly, this third temple is a building that they're going to build, that they want to build. But what it really is us. It represents possessing our spirits, taking us over for this Antichrist end times kingdom. Okay, this is the square garden, the circle in the square. This is what's represented. And I'm going to show you how in all these videos, the way that they use this symbol fits right into possessing mankind. Here you can see a map of New York from the 1700s. And if we zoom in, right, onto Mystery Babylon, the city, you will see this symbol all over the place. Look at it. This is symbolism for bringing forth the Antichrist in the end times. It's everywhere. I mean, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. If you look, it's everywhere. This symbol is everywhere. And why wouldn't it be, right? I mean, this is Manhattan, Gotham. This is Mystery Babylon. This is the Whore of Babylon, the great city that's referred to in Revelation 17. And the woman which thou sawest, the whore of Babylon, is the great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. That's New York City. That's no mystery to anybody who's been paying attention and studying. Finances run the world, and New York is the financial capital of the world. It's where Wall Street is. It's where everything is. The United Nations, the Rothschilds, all of it. Now, this is a scene from one of the newer Star Wars. I forget which one. But you can see here that the doorway to the Antichrist is directly represented on the back of the Stormtrooper. Here is your 101, the doorway to the Antichrist. And these two guys are going to be loading these boxes up onto the ship, which scans for life. Okay? They're looking for life, with Christ. Everyone else is dead, but those with Christ are alive. So this is a representation of searching out those spirits that they want so badly to possess.
All right, let's go.
In this next scene, you will see Rey in Kylo Ren's quarters. She's going to find this blade that will lead them to the Sith world, the world of darkness. And this blade sits upon the box. In this next clip from Justice League, I forget which episode, but you can see that dark entities have broken through the veil and start placing these boxes everywhere. And these boxes open up portals to the dark dimension and allow all these demons to come through. Not only that, but the mother box is also what created Cyborg out of Victor Stone.
It wanted to take us with it, all to protect this.
Scan and identify.
Processing. Unable to identify.
That's impossible. The ring knows what the Guardians know, and the Guardians know everything.
It doesn't scan like a bomb, more like an alien computer.
Alien? Like the guy in Metropolis?
We need to know more about this thing.
Nothing on the markings of the design, Sarah?
No, Dr. Stone.
We know less now than when the Flash brought it to us days ago.
Maybe we'll catch a break with the metal scan.
It's broadcasting some kind of signal, and we've tracked similar signals emitting from Coast City, Gotham, and Metropolis.
Wait here. I got this. No offense. You just get in the way.
We think it's alien.
Well, it's not Kryptonian. Alien is relative, by the way. It's a big universe.
Someone is strategically placing these boxes. We have to find out who and why before it's too late.
So you can pause to read this section, but this is what the boxes are bringing through. This is how possession is coming into the world.
Decide what you have to report from our agents on Earth.
Sire, the powerful one has found a mother box. Superman.
And
these defenders have sprung up like antibodies to protect their planet. I humbly ask that you move up your timetable.
Let the invasion begin.
Cycle the pulses.
Here you can see they're trying to open the box with spinning light going around in a circle, like CERN, to try and open this portal.
Victor, I'm in the middle of some very important work.
Dr. Stone, something's happening.
So why are you two here? Metropolis is my turf.
There have been reports of mysterious kidnappings across the country.
Figured that was life in the big city. You think the disappearances and these things are connected?
They're connected.
Oh, these monsters,
They're soldiers, planting these devices at all costs. That's military tactics. We might be staring down the barrel of a full-scale invasion.
Let's just crack it open and see what happens.
Without any idea what's inside. That's idiotic.
I'll show you idiotic.
Ah! I didn't touch it!
It's transmitting.
Silas, look at these readings.
Can we trace the power source?
I'm trying to lock in on the signal now.
It's gonna blow!
Now, because Victor is holding on to the mother box when the portal opens, he becomes cyborg, iron mixed with clay, which we'll cover in a second.
Still think I'm paranoid?
Maybe a little less now.
So this is Cyborg from DC Comics. His character was very popularized in the Teen Titans cartoon series and comic series. And you can see that he is iron and clay, right? Spiritual possession, mixing the iron with the clay. And if we scroll down, because storylines change over time, but if we come to the era of the Justice League show that I'm showing you, his storyline is as such. In the succeeding Justice League Odyssey titles, Cyborg joins forces with Starfire and Azrael to explore previously unaffected areas of outer space. The team finds themselves being led into a newly established ghost sector by Darkseid, who seeks to use the power of the old gods to conquer the multiverse. In addition, Cyborg's own solo monthly series was concluded in June 2018 with the release of issue 23. So we have June 6, we have 18, 666, we have issue 23. If we scroll down further, you can see that under the dawn of DC 23 to present, when we read about Cyborg, we see this. Large portions of Victor Stone's body have been replaced by advanced mechanical parts, hence the name Cyborg, granting him superhuman strength, speed, stamina, and flight. His mechanically enhanced body, much of which is metallic, initially promethium, mainly depleted. Promethium made of titanium and vanadium is far more durable than a normal human body. Cyborg's internal computer system can interface with external computers. Other features like an electronic eye, which replicates vision, but at a superhuman level. So he has an electronic eye, one eye. It says that his metallic body was initially promethium. You know, like Prometheus. And promethium is made of titanium, titan. Remember that Prometheus was a titan who brought fire up from down below. Promethium made of titanium and vanadium. Vanadium has the symbol V for Lucifer and the atomic number 23. Following DC's New 52 reboot in 2011, Cyborg's origin story has changed so that his enhancements were a product of alien technology, specifically that of a mother box from the planet New Genesis. I hope you guys can see how antichristy end times this whole story is. His cybernetics are now seen as a living extension of his body, and a host of new skills such as EMP blasts, technology absorption, underwater adaptation were added to his power set. Most significantly, he was given the ability to generate boom tubes, powerful teleportation tunnels used by the new gods to travel vast distances due to this mother box connection. Elements of Victor's original backstory were reestablished following DC's Trinity War storyline when his father rebuilt systems following extensive damage to them. He gets his power from the mother box from the planet New Genesis, a new beginning, an Antichrist world. He's able to generate boom tubes, teleportation tunnels used by the new gods, and took place in the Trinity War, which symbolizes the war against God. Now, as a Christian, I don't use the term Trinity. I use the term Godhead. Trinity is a Catholic false triune God. Their version, Father, Mary, Jesus. That's the Trinity. The Godhead is the Father, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus. So, you can clearly see that this is about possessing mankind, mixing iron with clay, granting powers, manipulating people's minds, enticing them to destroy the temple of God. You can see here in this last line, it says, in addition to his mechanical enhancements, Victor possesses an exceptionally gifted level of intelligence. His IQ has been measured at 170. 17. Q, the spirit of Antichrist. And let's not forget his name is Victor Stone. Victor means winner. He won by becoming mixed iron and clay. He is Victor. And Stone, you can see here that in Revelation 2:17, it says, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written on it, which no man knoweth, saving he that receiveth it. So Victor, the champion, mixing iron with clay, receives a stone with his new name written on it, Cyborg. I hope you see what I'm trying to show you. This is the series Mandalorian, and although we won't see anything inside the boxes in this show, these boxes are being displayed while people are fighting over trying to obtain Grogu, who is a force wielder. So they're fighting over this force power, killing each other over it, so that they can obtain Grogu the force wielder. Now, this robot here is teamed up with the Mandalorian. So you have iron and clay fighting for this power. And you can see here that these boxes are displayed right now. There are 3 here, 6, 6, 6, and 3 here, 6, 6, 6. So you can see that they're fighting for this false light to control the power. This is from a Netflix series called The Queen's Gambit. It's about this girl who grows up and is very obsessed with chess. And here she is going to become a grand master. So as she is ascending, you will see that she is coming under the power of this symbol. And then when she wants to go and become a grand master by playing in this tournament, she enters into an elevator, a portal, which takes her down to the grand master game. How to become a woman grandmaster in chess. So as you saw, she took the portal down to become a grandmaster of chess. And this is how to become a woman grandmaster in chess. To become a woman grandmaster in chess, you will need to achieve 3 norms and have a minimum ELO rating of 2300 with at least 30 rated games. So you have to have achieved 3 norms and 30 rated games, 33, and have a minimum ELO rating of 2300. So in order to become a woman grandmaster, you need 23. Now, the chessboard represents the world that Satan wants to create. It is 88. It's 8 spaces by 8 spaces, and it is black and white. So this represents the light and the dark, but not the true light, the false light of Lucifer. This is why the Freemasons use it, because they pretend to do good things by doing things in the community, like Shriners and Lions Club and Elks Club and Odd Fellows, doing things in the community. But behind the scenes, they're really darkness. So they give the appearance of light, even though they're darkness. So the world sees them as light, but those who have Jesus understand and see that they are actually darkness, posing as light. Their light is false. So this is where Satan is, 88, trapped inside. This is his world, how he represents it. Chess is a board game for 2 players, played on a square board consisting of 64 squares arranged in an 8 by 8 grid. So there you go, 88. The players referred to as white and black, or dark and light, each control 16 pieces, which is also 88. Now, God sets up kings, and in chess, in Satan's world, the one king is the weakest piece on the board, and the queen is the strongest piece on the board, which is completely upside down from the order of God. In chess, it's the queen who protects the king. I hope you can see what I'm trying to show you, that this game is based on a demonic twisting of God's order. And one final piece, Woman Grand Master, WGM. If we break it down, we take woman, W is 23, and Grand Master, G is 7, M is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. So if we look at this as woman Grand Master, we get 23, 74, or 47. So 23, ye are of your father, the devil. 47, representing spiritual possession. This is crazy. Now, this is from a show called Severance, and this one was really interesting because I did not catch it at first. It took about 2 minutes for my mind to register what my eyes had took in. And so when I backed it up, I was amazed to see that it was indeed this symbol. And obviously you can see the symbolism here with the fire, right? So bringing hell onto earth. This is crazy.
It's okay.
This is from a movie called Zack Snyder's Justice League, where the mother boxes, as we talked about before with Victor Stone and the Justice League cartoon, same idea is happening here. Same things happening. They're trying to bring Darkseid through these portals. So we all know that boxes or cubes have 6 sides, and there are 3 mother boxes. So 6, 6, 6. And in case you didn't catch it, when I put up the little clip, Darkseid and Apollo both share the same numerical value of 71. This is from the first Ninja Turtles movies, the newer ones with the remakes with Megan Fox. And this is the home of the child of Shredder. I forget his name right now, but this is his home. And what he did was he created a toxin to infect the world so that people would need a cure, which he made ahead of time. So once again, this is directly connected to spiritual possession.
Ran the game.
This is from the second Ninja Turtles movie, where they are putting this device together to open a portal to bring Krang, Apollo, the demonic kingdom, into Earth's realm. And so you can see here, this is the symbol. And it is a portal which will open up a tear in reality so that this dark spiritual world can pass through into this physical world.
Once it's fully powered, the portal will be just wide enough for the techno-drone to come through piece by piece.
Notice how they give the stage to the One World Trade, which I've always talked about it being a building that is going to open up the tear. This is what Ghostbusters movie were talking about when they were talking about the building, was a supercharged antenna to bring in spiritual darkness.
Do you remember something in the Bible about the last days when the dead would rise from the grave?
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
The whole building is a huge superconductive antenna that was designed and built expressly for the purpose of pulling in and concentrating spiritual turbulence.
Something terrible is about to enter our world, and this building is obviously the door. They conducted rituals up on the roof. Bizarre rituals intended to bring about the end of the world, and now it looks like it may actually happen.
This city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion. What he means is Old Testament, Mr. Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes, the dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
This is from a series called Dune Prophecy. And this woman here is the head witch, which is referred to as the MAGA of a giant coven of witches who rule over the land through their witchcraft and darkness. And this is her family home, which she has never been to because she left her home when she was young because she did some awful witchcraft stuff. People died, and she was sent to this coven place of witches where she eventually, her and her sister, became the head and the leaders of this place. But you will see here that this dark family sits around this table, and just take a look at their chairs. The seat of the beast.
Valia, I can't believe first time we've had you at our table.
Fortunes fade, nephew.
I just caught that. He called her Aunt Vanya. AV is 23. So this is a movie, Star Wars The Phantom Menace, and they just went and took Anakin Skywalker off of wherever he was held in prison as a slave, right? Bound for 1,000 years. And they're bringing him to Coruscant. Now, this whole planet is a city. And this is the city where the Republic resides that rules over the galaxy. Think of it as the United States. The United States is a republic that rules over the earth. And this republic ends up becoming an empire that the Dark Emperor rules over. You know, the culmination of the rise of the Antichrist. But the Republic, America, is who gave him his seat of power. This is very interesting because if you look at this city planet, you will see many of the sigils of Solomon spread throughout it, just like we see the demons in technology. And I've been looking at this symbol for so long that I almost feel like I see it right here. Now, I may just be having pareidolia because I've been staring at this symbol for so long, but right inside where I'm circling, I felt like I saw the symbol I'm sharing with you. Now, this is especially dark, but will totally go unnoticed, but I'm going to explain to you exactly what's happening here. But for the record, this symbol here is not the one I took this clip to show you. I just noticed it when I was putting it together.
Coruscant. The entire planet is one big city. And look over there. Senator Palpatine is waiting for us.
So let's just recap for a second what we're seeing so far. We're seeing that they went to the planet that Anakin Skywalker was being held captive on as a slave. They freed him. They brought him back to Coruscant, this citywide planet that rules over the galaxy, the Republic. And the first thing they say to him after they tell him the whole planet is a city is that here is Senator Palpatine waiting for them. So they're pointing out Senator Palpatine, which will become the Emperor. So here we have an introduction between a kid and a senator who will become the Emperor and will bring him into darkness as Darth Vader. And wait till you see where they bring him next.
The queens are being grossly nice, Mr. Things. Pretty hot.
So after meeting the Emperor, they immediately take Anakin to this square garden, which is made up of a tower. Okay, yes, there's no circle in the middle, but the symbolism is clear. You can clearly see these 4 squares making a square garden in a tower. This is crazy because Anakin becomes Darth Vader. So they introduce him to the Emperor, the Sith Lord of Darkness, and immediately they bring him into the garden, the square garden, to be possessed so that he can become Darth Vader. So the chosen one, who is supposed to be a force for light, but it's false light, becomes a force for darkness. In Anakin Skywalker, the initials AS are 119. A is 1, S is 19. Together they are 911. A king over them, Apollo. And of course, the building is red on the inside. This is a movie called Ready Player One. And in this, you will see the orb. Inside of the box, there's actually some dual symbolism going here, so I'll point it out when we get to it.
The orb of Osavox. You wanted it. He had it.
So as you can see on the side of the box is our symbol that we're talking about. And when he opens the box, the orb inside of the box makes another circle inside of a box.
It creates an impenetrable magic shield that can only be taken down by a magic spell. Okay.
So in this movie, it's all about winning this contest to be able to have control over this digital world, the Matrix, the prison called the Oasis. And the final challenge, the final Easter egg for them to hunt is in this castle, and he's going to use this orb to prevent anyone else from taking over the world. It is a magical spell which creates a barrier that no one can get through. This is from the Minecraft movie, and in this one, it's a verbal symbolism. So you will see the physical symbolism of the cube within the cube, which is what we talk about all the time. But then you will see that this cube within the cube is referred to as an orb, which will help the ruler of darkness enter into the real world.
Until I found 2 mysterious artifacts. This thingy and that cool thingy. And when I put those 2 thingies together, it opened a portal to another world.
I'll take both of you and that orb.
Where I come from, we call this a cube.
Seize them! What she'd always wanted. The orb of dominance. The most powerful cube-shaped orb in the entire universe.
Now, if all that's not enough for you to see what I'm trying to show you, then just understand that this symbolism has been being used in the movies, at least in the Hellraiser series, since 1987. In the Hellraiser series, which stars this guy here, Pinhead, when this box this puzzle box is unlocked, it opens a portal to hell, releasing what's called in the movie the Cenobites, which is this band of demons led by Pinhead who come to inflict pain and torture and bring people to hell. And here is the box. As you can clearly see, all sides have a circle inside of a square. This is the symbolism being used to bring hell into Earth, to open the dimension through CERN and bring forth the darkness, as it talks about in Revelation 9, opening the pit and the locusts coming out. This is Satan's prison, also known as Metatron's cube. Well, you guys, that's the presentation. I hope that you were edified by the content and were able to understand and pick up everything that I was trying to show you. Be on the lookout for this symbol and be on the lookout for what kind of context it's being used in, because this symbol represents exactly what I've shown you: possession of the third temple, which is us, and it is darkness. So stay prayed up. Pray for understanding, pray for strength, pray for wisdom, and remain obedient to the Lord, that ye may remain in his good graces. And until next time, take care.